The Nazis' so-called Euthanasia Program was an important precursor to the development and operation of Holocaust extermination camps, as it was the Nazis' first act of systematic, ideologically charged mass murder. The ideology, decision-making, personnel, and killing techniques involved, particularly in Action T4, paved the way for Nazi genocide. Action T4 essentially served as a model and testing ground for Operation Reinhard death camps and further Jewish extermination. Under the apparatus of his private chancellery, Hitler charged Philipp Bauer, the chancellery's director, and Karl Brandt, his attending physician, with leading the euphemistically named Euthanasia Program. This was a secret operation initiated in 1939, predating the final solution by approximately 2 years, that sought to murder physically and mentally impaired German infants and children to restore the German economy and Aryan race by means of lethal injection, starvation, and later by gassing. This program was quickly extended to include mentally and physically impaired adults to further these ideological and economic targets, and was given the codename Action T4. Operation Reinhard, launched under the direction of SS General Odilo Globoknik, was a major step towards the implementation of the final solution. Operation Reinhard was the codename given to the process of the systematic mass murder of Polish Jews residing in the general government, as this operation saw the immediate construction of extermination camps used for the sole purpose of murdering Jews. They were located in Belzec, Treblinka and Sobibor, with the first of the three, Belzec, under construction from November 1941. Under Operation Reinhard, European Jewry saw its most deadly chapter, responsible for the deaths of approximately 1.7 million Jews in under 2 years. Hitler's mission to cleanse the Aryan race through the systematic killing of mentally and physically disabled infants, children and adults was deeply embedded in ideas of social Darwinism and racial hygiene that essentially encouraged the belief of a super-Aryan race through selective breeding and extermination. This is reflected in the book The Destruction of Life Devoid of Value, published in 1920 by Alfred Hoche and Karl Binding, as they argue that the medical profession should participate not only in health-giving but in death-making as well. Their analysis concluded that people deemed life unworthy of life should be exterminated for reasons of racial hygiene purposes. As discussed by Gallagher, this thinking was based on the assumption that the life of a disabled person was less valuable to himself as well as to the state than that of an able-bodied person. This was exactly what Action T4 sought to do through its extermination of the physically and mentally impaired, and later, once proven successful, what Operation Reinhard and other extermination camps sought to do through the systematic genocide of European Jewry. In both cases, Hitler sought to relieve Germans' economic pressure through a dramatic decrease in the need to supply for a population that the Nazis excluded from Germany's Aryan future. The origin of the selection process at Holocaust death camps that involved the division of those fit for forced labour from those who would be sent immediately to their death by medical experts can be seen in the decision-making process of Action T4. During the Euthanasia Program, patients' wellness forms would be assessed by so-called medical experts, and those deemed unfit would be marked with a red cross. On the basis of these forms, groups of patients were taken from the asylums to their deaths in gas chambers, and subsequently, for the first time, Nazis systemised mass murder. Action T4 was an important precursor to the development and operation of Holocaust extermination camps, as it demonstrated the willingness of a wide range of educated and specialised individuals to volunteer their services to commit abhorrent acts against humanity, and provided the Nazi Party with a group already trained in mass murder. Of this group, Christian Wirth, the highest-ranking officer from the Euthanasia Program assigned to Operation Reinhard, is a human embodiment of why the Euthanasia Program, specifically Action T4, was an important precursor to the development and operation of the Holocaust extermination camps. As a leading architect in Action T4, Wirth was appointed commander of Operation Reinhard Death Camp Belzec and oversaw the development of its gas chambers, informed by the knowledge of gassing methods used during his time under the Euthanasia Program. The method of mass shooting to eliminate European Jewry proved to be too public, inefficient and demanding for Einsatzgruppen members, as Himmler began to worry about the well-being of his men and the efficacy of this method in solving the Jewish question. Because of this, the gas chambers developed under Action T4 were imperative to the development and operation of Holocaust extermination centres, as their efficiency for systematic mass murder was prophesied in the 70,273 lives their internal records say the chambers claimed. As such, Operation Reinhardt's unprecedented fatalities relied on the technology designed under Action T4. Also, it was through Action T4 euthanasia centres that stealing gold teeth from the dead was first introduced and further refined during Operation Reinhard and throughout the Holocaust to include shoes, clothing and any valuables that might serve the war effort. The comparison of Action T4 Killing Centre Hartheim Castle and Operation Reinhard Death Camp Sobibor brings to the forefront how and why the Euthanasia Program was an important precursor to the development and operation of Holocaust extermination camps. Both centres were located in remote areas and used methods of subterfuge to fool their victims by making Hartheim appear like a regular hospital and Sobibor like a forced labour camp. At both locations, victims were told they were being showered for hygiene reasons, with those in Hartheim often entering the shower with a toothbrush and towel, and those at Sobibor being led to believe they were being deloused. Bodies from both Hartheim and Sobibor were then searched for goods and burnt in a crematorium. This murderous production line of selection, gassing, robbing and burning was informed by Nazi ideology, created under Action T4 and refined by its personnel during Operation Reinhardt, demonstrating how the Euthanasia Program was an important precursor to the development and operation of Holocaust extermination camps.